Hello, welcome to the Roo Records Music YouTube channel. Today we will be looking at key signatures and relatives minors. We have recently launched our scale flashcard pack, which is available from our website. They're to download, and these are really going to help your understanding of scales. They're going to get you thinking about them, so rather than just scales being a thing that you have to do for an exam or at the start of a lesson, and rather than you gazing off into the distance and just hoping you can remember what's in what we're going to be looking at today is figuring out how you know what scale it is. So we're going to be looking at how to do key signatures, sharps, flats and relative minors. Let's look at the sharps first. It doesn't matter if they're drawn in the treble or the bass clef or the alto or tenor clef or any clef at all, sharps will always go in the same order. The order is F, C, G, D, A, E and B. Father Charles goes down and ends battle. So, sharps, if they are drawn, to figure out what scale you need to do or what key you're in, you look at the last sharp drawn, so here it's a C, Father Charles, and you go up one note. One note up from C is a D. So this one would be in D major. If I draw it in again, if we do 4 sharps, Father Charles goes down, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is a D. You go up one note from a D, is an E. So this example would be E major. We'll look at a bass clef now. Father Charles goes down and. I know you particularly wouldn't want that key signature, but they're not too bad actually. The last sharp and. Father Charles goes down and A, up one note. This will be B major. So if you have a sharp key signature, look at the last sharp and go up one note. Let's look at flats now. There is one exception to every rule, and this is F major. F major has one flat, the B flat. That's the only one that doesn't fit, so I'm afraid you'll just have to remember if there's a B flat, it's F major. Every other flat key will stick to this pattern. You look at the second flat in, so not the last flat like we did with the sharps, the second one back, which is this one. B flat, that's what you are. This is B flat major. And interestingly, the pattern we did earlier for our sharps, Father Charles goes down and ends battle, works backwards for the flats. So if we go this way, battle, end, and down goes Charles, father. Quite clever, really. So we'll do another one. So we'll do a bass clef again, it doesn't matter. Battle, end, and. So not the last flat, the one before that, this one, this is in E flat major. The second note back is an E flat, so you're in E flat major. So if I just get rid of this and this one, we'll do one more. Battle, end, and down goes. Battle, end, and down goes. So not this flat, the second one back. This one would be in D flat major. So flats, look at the second flat backwards from the edge, and that's what key you're in. We're now going to look at relative minors. Now, minors are a little bit different. They do not have their own key signature. They borrow from a major. That's not to say C major and C minor are relative. They just happen to have the same name. There are lots of different ways of teaching a minor. There are some ways when you flatten the third and flatten the sixth. This is a slightly different way of doing it because it gets you used to what your key signatures are. Minors do not mean you need flats, and we will be looking at the harmonic minors because they stay the same. So, might seem a bit long-winded, but bear with me. It's not as bad as it looks. So we're going to start, if you have a key signature with just one sharp. This could be G major, because remember our sharp pattern, you look at the last sharp, there's only one, and you go up one note. So this would be G major. Now, if you're playing a piece, you would expect to see G's at the beginning and at the end. If you don't, perhaps it's in the relative minor. So, the first thing you need to do is figure out your major. So, we've looked, there's one sharp, you go up one note from that F, that takes you to G. So we know that we're in G major. But then we need to know what the minor is. So, minors dig down into the ground, so minors are always lower. They are 3 semitones lower. So, counting back 3 semitones from G, 3 half steps. Here's your G. 1, 2, 3. So the relative minor would be E. So if you're playing a piece with this key signature, if you see some E's at the beginning or E's at the end, you're probably in E minor. So I'll put a little M for minor. So what we're going to do now is, I'll draw all the notes out, letters, so you can see them. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and I'll put the E at the top as well. So what you will do now is you will play the scale, but you'll start on an E. Now, if you do exactly the same notes from G major, so we'll add the F in there, that's not E minor, that's just G major that you've accidentally started on the wrong note. Now, we've all done that before, but we need to turn it into E minor rather than G major. So you will take anything from the key signature, so it will take the F sharp, and it will change one note. We will sharpen the 7th. Now 7 notes up are the same as 1 note down, but we'll count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we will turn that into a D sharp. And there you have E minor. E, F sharp from the relative major, G, A, B, C, D sharp, which is a sharpened 7th, and obviously an E at the top. Okay, we'll do another one. Okay, let's look at another relative minor. So, first step, your major. So again, we've got another sharp one today. So 2 sharps. The last sharp is a C. Father, Charles. Go up 1 note from a C, that takes you to D. You then need to figure out your minor starting note. 3 semitones down from a D. 1, 2, 3. 3 half steps from a D takes you to B. So it'll be B minor. We will draw all the letters out. So B, C, D, E, F, G, A and B. You don't need to do this when you're practicing it if you can remember that your accidentals from your key signature, but if you want to write them out when you're starting, go for it. So we'll add the sharps that we had earlier. So there's the F, let's plop them in, and the C, let's plop that in as well. Okay, then the last step to make it a B thing rather than a D thing and just starting on the wrong note, sharpen the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, remember 7 up is the same as 1 down. So B minor is B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A sharp and B. So minors, definitely not always flat because we don't have any flats in this one. Okay, let's look at a flat minor. Okay, so same as before, figure out your major. 2 flats, look at the second flat back, and that's what it is. So the flat key signature is B flat major. We then need to know what minor we have. So 3 semitones down from a B flat. 1, 2, 3. That will take us to G minor. Going so much faster now. All the letters G, A, B, C, D, E, F and G. Add in the flats from the key signature. B flat, E flat. Sharpen the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up or 1 down. So G minor is G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F sharp, which you might remember was in G major, and the G. Interesting, your 7th note always needs to take, it acts as a leading note, it will take you to the root note of the scale. So there will always be a semitone just there. Okay, we're going to do one more flat minor. 1, 2, 3 flats now. So again, first step, your major. Not that flat, the second one back. You are in E flat major. Then next step, minor. What is your minor starting note? Down from an E flat. 1, 2, 3. C minor. So we'll draw out all the letters. C, D, E, F, G, A, B and C. So we'll add on the 3 flats that we had in our key signature. B flat, E flat, A flat. Then the last step, sharpen the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, just because we're sharpening a 7th doesn't mean we're adding a sharp. A sharpening just means you make it a semitone higher. This is a B flat because of your key signature, which is why if you draw them out first you can see what happens on your 7th note. If we're sharpening a flat note, we're raising it. So that B flat will become a B natural. So C minor is C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, normal B and a C. I hope this has helped. Do like and subscribe and check out the website for a fantastic scale flashcards, and they are only 99p.